Is it not working again? Why does it keep doing this? Of course, I'm compiling with YYC. Okay. There we go. Live on YouTube. Let me get YouTube chat going. Oh yeah, that's true. That would be like the last thing I need to fix with the camera controls, is that the edge scrolling area changes size when you change zoom levels, because it's using like room measurements or something. I don't know. We can either, quite sure how we do it actually. I think rather than scaling it based on zoom, it would be easier to just measure if you're towards the edge of the window or GUI layer or something. Okay, that one is capturing correctly at least. Well, they're both capturing correctly now. Okay, great. Camera. So I'm doing... No, that's this one, right? Scroll camera. So I'm doing... 64 pixels, camera get view X plus 64. But when we change the resolution of the view camera, then it kind of freaks out. So we would probably actually just want to use like the mouse position the same way that we did the click and drag camera controls, basically. We'll use the... So there's got to be, well, camera get view X. See, that's still a coordinate within the room. Maybe that works though, I'm not sure. I would think there's some way of getting like the get GUI resolution or something. Get GUI width, get GUI height. False window has focus true, follow non, demo false. var GUI width. Right. And then we got our mouse. This one was like mouse get something. Display, I think it was display mouse get X. The function return the mouse X position within the screen. Yeah. And then we can just do GUI mouse X less than get view X. See, that's a room coordinate. It would literally just be less than 64, right? And camera set view position. X minus camera move speed. Delta multiplier. Okay. Let's reformat this whilst I'm here. It's gonna help. And then mouse X greater than. See, I'm having to like include the zoom, some sort of zoom modifier or something in this, which we don't need to do if we do it this way, which is nice. GUI mouse X greater than GUI width minus 64. Oh, that's a good point, actually. Like, we're gonna have custom resolutions eventually, obviously. So it would be better to make this like a percentage of the resolution? Would that be right? This is something that should be set once at the start of the game as well, I assume. Like when we first create the camera. Might already be doing something like that, I don't know. No. Okay, so we're gonna, yeah, what if you change it mid-game? Well, we just have to update it on change. It's better than constantly updating these variables for no reason. Set edge, oh, it's not necessarily edge scroll, I don't know. I don't know what to call it. I'll call it that for now. GUI width divided by 10, 16, 10%, probably like 5% of the screen space or something, right? Sounds like quite a lot still. I don't know, maybe we'll play around with some values. Margin X, margin Y, height divided by 40. So interestingly, the width, okay, it will be different depending on the, whether it's, that's probably a good thing though, actually, smaller margins on the top and bottom of the screen, because the screen is wider than it is tall. It's probably good. Get rid of these underscores. And then that would be margin X. Wait, what? Oh yeah, that's right, but then this one, GUI width minus margin X. Oh my god. This is just a combination of the two, right? Let's put them on separate lines, then it's more readable. So top left, so up and left. Top right, so right. I'm kind of surprised that this works. To be honest with you. Because isn't, like... aren't both of these true at the same time sometimes? In fact, 3 of them would be true at the same time, no? But we could reorder them so we put these ones first and then use else if instead. I think that would work, right? Right. And down. Right, because I mean, if I'm going like up and left, then this is true. And this is true. And this is true. So I have a feeling we want to switch the order and then do else if. So first we check if you're in any one of the corners. And then we check if you're on any one of the 4 sides. I think that works. Checks out in my head, we'll see though. Okay, so the speeds might not be correct now because clearly I was doing something here. Dividing it by 4, multiplying it by 3. Oh. What? There we go. Got to remove the underscores from those. Okay, now we're just going. We're just going. All the time, we're going up. Why is that? Possibly because the camera is created before the GUI. In which case we... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. No, it's my bad. I get it now. Don't worry, I get it. We gotta actually update the mouse position because it's constantly changing. There we go. And then, anything that's GUI mouse needs replacing with underscore. I'm assuming that's what it was, but there is maybe a chance that we're trying to set the GUI size before the GUI size has actually been set. Maybe. Oh, wait, yeah, we're still going up. Oh, it is actually making me go left and right. Why are we going up, though? Maybe I got one of these wrong or something. Top left? No, not that. That would just be GUI less than margin Y. Top right. Mouse X greater than width minus margin X. Mouse Y less than margin Y. Margin boo. Mouse X less than margin X, so bottom left. Greater than, that's correct, bottom right. X is greater than width minus margin X. Mouse Y, height minus margin Y. Seems good now. Yeah, so I decided I'm gonna add like the rest of the... Oh, we're still going up. I can go left and right. I can't go down, and I can't stop going up. Why is that? This one is up. Wait. Height. Less than margin Y. Fuck. I fucked it up again. Down. Okay. Okay. Hey. Perfect. You can still double up. And I use that a lot to navigate around the map more quickly, to be honest with you. I'll often edge scroll and keyboard scroll at the same time to get places quicker. Oh wow. Freaking love being able to zoom out this much. So cool. Oh my god, my frame rate is terrible, dude. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that's one downside from being able to zoom out this much. Doesn't really help your frame rate. So yeah, I've decided that I'm going to... First, I'm going to push this to the repository now that we fixed the edge scrolling. I'm gonna do icons like the hunger and thirst icon for all of the different status ailments, or I'm gonna do it for if they're on fire, if they're injured, if they're too hot or too cold, even if they're low on mana. And then I was thinking, because sometimes it's hard to like really tell what's going on during combat, I was thinking we could add some to the creatures where you can tell if a creature is like hostile, provoked. What is it called? Like the opposite of passive, you know? Or if it's been aggroed. So you'd have a very clear warning if something is like aggressive or if it's been aggroed. I just really like these icons, and it just kind of makes sense to me, like, because they basically represent what's on the bars normally, but when you have the bars hidden, right? So it's like you can have the bars up and you can see if they're hungry or thirsty or what their health is like or whatever, but then if you close the bars and then they become thirsty or hungry or something, then the icons pop up. So you can clearly see what's going on. And so I figured, like, okay, everything on these bars should have an icon then. We got thirst and hunger. Another bar pops up if they're on fire. Oh, I have miracle fire, I can show that. I don't have enough power to get some worshippers. Worship me so I can burn you. Where are they going? They're running away from a grizzly bear. Well, that's really not good. We don't have any guards. Oh. Alright, well, maybe you just have to take my word for it that there's another bar that pops up if they're on fire, right? It's like the extinguishment thing. Which is funny, actually, now, because it only takes one... Well, it's 4 water, technically, but they only have to throw water on the human once to extinguish them, so why do we have a progress bar? I don't know. I think it used to take more. Well, oh, if it's raining, they'll gradually be extinguished by rain, so the progress bar will slowly fill up, I guess. There is still that. But anyway, yeah. So I figured... And at first I was like, well, should the icon just pop up whilst they're bleeding? Because there's like the damage over time bleed effect. But then I thought, nah, it's more useful if it's just there whenever they're less than full health, right? Whenever they're not full health. Because then you just, at a glance, you kind of know what's going on. And then, because there's only ever one icon at once, so we just prioritize them. And I got the order, like, the highest priority, so they just override each other. Fire is the highest priority, then if they're injured, then if they're too hot or too cold. And then I've actually got mana, and then thirst, and then lastly hunger. So it's just like the most important thing that shows up at any time, even if multiple of these things are true. Fixed camera edge scrolling. And I like that it's all set up to like automatically scale with resolution, ready for when we do that later. Not that you can change resolution yet, but that's good. Plus it's kind of nice that the margin is smaller on the y-axis than the x-axis. I feel like that's pretty good. And we can easily, like, we could even add a slider in the options menu or something. You could change the size of the edge scrolling margin if you wanted to. I don't know. I don't think many games have that, but it would be possible, is what I'm saying. Okay, so, oh, I gotta grab something to drink, and then I've got to draw these icons. Okay, I'm hoping I've already got icons that I can just reuse for some of these. I don't know if I do though. And I was thinking of adding outlines to the gift icons because they're not very readable right now. Or I could even they'd be a hell of a lot more visible if I used the same kind of speech bubble thing that I'm using for these ones. Maybe I will. No, the only icons that I've got are those tiny little ones. 8 by 8. No, I'm gonna have to do new ones. Okay. Red and yellow? Really? No orange in there? Oh boy. There's a reason that I don't do the art stuff. Okay. Oh my god, what is that? It kind of looks like a fire, I guess. Yikes. Okay. There we go. Fire. Fire! Fire! Next on the list we've got bleeding, which I will literally just recolor the thirst one to red. Actually, I'm also gonna do a mana one, which will actually be the dark blue color. I'll use dark blue to represent mana, light blue to represent water, red to represent blood, of course. This one, like that sort of aqua color, you know? Yeah, one of those, not that one. Maybe that. I don't know, I do like I prefer the lighter color, I think. Oh, wait, no, because it's getting a bit, actually that's, no, this is more like water. That one is more like the color we use for magic in this universe, so maybe this one. Yes, it does look a bit more mundane, but I think that's the point. Come to think of it, like, if we use this, yeah, I mean, I don't know what the fucking logic is, dude. Mana is dark blue in this universe, but magical energy is light blue. Slightly lighter blue than water. I don't know, dude. So, that's now mana. Okay, good. I thought maybe I got the names wrong now, but that's fine. Oh, don't you just love it when you can just like copy paste and recolor something so easy? So we've got to do hot and cold, and my first thought for hot is like the hot face emoji with its tongue out. I'm not really sure how else to represent that, but cold should be like a frost. See, we tint the sprites when they're cold. We already do that. But why not do this as well? So it's a bit more obvious what's going on. Do I just use the same blue? Or some kind of an icy blue? That is apparently ice blue, which is very close to the color we use for magic, but it's gonna be fine, because it's gonna be like a snowflake, right? Okay, that's what it looks like. Gotcha. It's probably going to be too thick if I do that, so it just has to be off-center, I suppose. Don't know what else I can do. Looking a bit jank. Embrace the jank. Oh my god, it looks terrible. Okay, because these ones are too long. That helped a bit. This one is too long. Okay. Not quite sure that it reads as a snowflake. That reads as more of a plasma ball. Oh, why does it look so bad? It doesn't look anything like I imagined it. God damn it. I feel like it needs to be smaller. Why does it need to be smaller? I don't know, it feels like it needs to be smaller. Like moving each one of these in a bit and then possibly shrinking them down, removing 1 pixel off of the end of each one. Whoa, that's like a flower. But then if we remove some pixels, what? How? Okay. How did it get so small? I wanted it to be small, but not this small. So maybe it has to be this size, but then I just remove a pixel off of each one. I already tried that. What even is that, bro? That doesn't look like anything. God damn it. So it's either too small, or it's like, that is the best one, isn't it? I hate that it's off center like that. That will just really piss me off. Nothing you can do about it, dude. Unless you were to make, well, you can actually make the speech bubble wider. No? Yeah, you could do that. Oh, actually, am I gonna do that? Should I do that? But then isn't the speech bubble just gonna be off center? If I make like 1 extra pixel, something's gonna be off center, no matter what I do. Right? God damn it. It looks better on the right than it does on the left for some reason to me. I don't know why, but What was that? Nothing. Hmm. I think I just go with this, right? I might not even use this one because, like I say, we tint the sprites, right? For hot and cold, we're already tinting the sprites. Maybe that's enough. But then again, I did say I want an icon for each of these things. Although the temperature isn't a bar, it's just a number. I don't see why that makes any difference, though. It's still one of the stats that you see when you toggle them on. Anyway, that's the best I can do. And I really don't know what to do for being too hot other than the hot face emoji. Doesn't read as a tongue right now. Maybe the mouth is necessary or something. Do we put a little bead of sweat on there? That's oh my god, it's huge. How do I draw this? Whoa. I think that's it. Okay. I don't know how else to do it. We can't use fire because that's for when they're actually on fire, right? Oh my god. Oh, it's gotta be like that. Okay, right, so we got all of our icons, I think. Unless we wanted to do the ones for the animals as well. I'll do them. I'll do them while I'm here. I might use them. Provoked. Oh. Drawing. So difficult. Oh. Good lord. Close. Something like that, right? What am I doing? Rotating nothing. Why? I guess that's it. I don't know. What's going on? I think I got fairly close to what I was going for. It's a bit small. Doesn't take up very much of the thing, but felt like if I moved them further apart, it didn't really work. Okay, don't overthink it. Just, it's whatever. It doesn't matter. And then... Ag Road. How do we actually know if something is aggroed? Just like if it's targeting a human? It's not like there's some flag that gets set to true when they're aggroed. Okay. Good enough for me. Alright, we got them. We got our icons. Alright, so... on fire is the most important one. Followed by injured. Oh, I think I called it bleed, even though that's not what it is. See, the blood makes sense for bleed, but maybe like a red cross for healing? Or we could do one for each. We could have bleed. We could bleed true. I'm guessing a red cross. Green cross would seem like a positive thing, I suppose. Medic. That looks quite good. I'm gonna say that's it, but just out of curiosity, what happens if you do this? It's gonna look terrible. Can't use a red cross. I was thinking that, you know. I think you might have just saved me, because... So this is what? It's something to do with the red cross. And I'm gonna get sued up the kazoo. God damn it. Or it would have to... Can it be a red cross at all? Even if it's, what if it was slightly different type of red cross? What is that? It's not even a cross. God damn. It's going to be a green cross then, isn't it? Which means pharmacy. I think we can use the green cross, but it does look kind of strange. The color of the healing is actually yellow in this game. When the shaman casts heals on people, it's like a holy paladin style. But yellow cross is not gonna fly. You can't even see it. That is Theme Hospital. That is just Theme Hospital. Wait a minute, I just noticed something. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Why are they different? I don't know what. Oh, is one of them a US release? I don't know. I would have to check. Let's do some research. Huh. The one with the regular cross is the US release. The one with the what is that? 6-pointed cross is the UK and Ireland release. I did not know that. Should we use a 6-pointed cross and just get a Theme Hospital reference in there? It's a Theme Hospital reference either way, isn't it? I still think that green makes more sense. It's a hospital green. I do not want to try drawing a 6-pointed cross. We're going with this one. That's it. That is it. Okay. Where am I? Ooh, coconut water. I forgot I brought this. Bleeding. Bleeding. So what order do we do them in? We do bleeding as high a priority than injured. I can't believe I was originally thinking like the game would have no UI. And now I'm absolutely in love with the UI stuff. I love these icons. Okay. Injured. Boom. What? This hot and cold. Those are the last ones, I think. Oh yeah, we can't do state because you could potentially be holding them. That's why it's HP less than or equal to 0. Wait a minute. No. What? Hold on. No. Because it's got to set it back. Right. Anyway, I was just getting the temperatures. That one is probably about my least favorite one. I think it does the trick, but... Wait, what order did I say I was going to? I think I said I was going to do them in the order hot, then cold. Right. Okay, I think we're good, right? On fire, bleeding, injured, too hot, too cold, thirsty, hungry. Nice. And I was gonna do some for the animals. We got a lot of commented code in here. It might be time to finally delete that. Oh, exactly. Yeah, I always say never delete code. I will leave it in there for 6 to 12 months before I'm like, you know what, we haven't needed this in a while. I think I'll delete it now. And you know what happens every time? I need it the next day. Else if provoked. Indeed. I couldn't agree more. Okay, so if this creature is not dead... Okay, what about... That's the problem, though, is that... They could be held. So we need to do the same thing here. HP less than or equal to 0. Otherwise, these icons might pop back up when you're holding the dead creature or the dead human. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, we could add this to all of them. But some of these creatures can't even be provoked, so... or aggro on a human, for example, the fox. But I think we'll put it in there anyway because there will probably be other animals that are based on this code in the future, and just having it there ready to go is probably good. I need to do whatever I can to make this code sort of reusable, because it is not very reusable, and yet I still have to reuse it. But it's too late now. We're embracing the jank, because it would take too long to actually refactor the mess that is this game. A lot of that stuff's going to have to wait for the next project. I'm just going to try and get this one across the finish line in whatever state it's in. I've done a little bit of refactoring, but honestly, to do everything, to actually like turn this into clean code, would take way too long. It's going to be one of those games with messy code. But games with messy code can do well too. That's it, right? Or did I why am I doing the yeah, you can do a lot with bad code. You can do a lot still. Sure, it would be nice. It would have been nice to know all that stuff from the beginning, and I wouldn't have created so many problems for myself, but I didn't. Indeed, yes. That's why I think it's important just to start, you know, because if you're worried about it having to be perfect first try, that's just impossible. You know, I'd still be like, I just wouldn't have a video game if I was thinking, oh, I have to write this code correctly the first time around. I very much see this as a learning project, which it is. It's also my dream game. It's both. I'm breaking all the rules here, but that's what I say. I don't listen to these people who tell you to start small and don't make your dream game as your first game and stuff, unless you want to start small and make some practice projects and stuff first. But if you're like me and you need a reason to do something, then make your dream game, because it's going to give you the motivation. If I was just working on some tutorials and practice projects, I wouldn't even do it, to be honest with you. I just wouldn't do it, because I don't care about that stuff. Is that it? Are we done? I don't know why I added this to... Well, no, it makes sense, because we do now have provocable prey animals as well. Oh, that's... I'm not actually specifying what that's supposed to be. Oh. Yeah. I don't know if this really is going to help. I think it is. Well, it's my first commercial project. I mean, I've made like a Flash game, just very basic stuff in the past. Like college projects. I wrote a tabletop RPG one time. And we're good. We are good. Thank you. Thank you. I'm hoping it will be a good first release. Let's take a look. I'm not sure if the alignment is going to be right. I think I'm doing it like based on the sprite, the size of the sprite, minus 16 pixels or something, so it might be okay. Just gonna run it in test mode. It'll take a second to generate the map and stuff, but we need to see kind of all this stuff happening. We can easily test the fire by setting somebody on fire. Yeah, those icons, those gift icons when you're like assigning somebody, I might put an outline on those, or I might even add the whole like speech bubble thing to those as well, because that would be way more readable. I have a feeling that's a good idea. I already have it set up so that it hides the other icons when you're assigning a gift like that, so that's already good to go. 5 foragers. Wow, this is a forager heavy build. Wait a minute, where are the... Now I'm not seeing any icons. God damn it. So the thirst icon is not showing up. So I've done something wrong. What have I done? Did I tell them that they can only draw their icons when they're dead? Instead of they can only draw the icons when they're alive. Right. Oh boy. You know what, let's just do it. Let's do the gift icons as well. Right now while I'm here. And then we can test everything. Any of them will probably do. I really didn't know what else to do for the hot one, so it's just the emoji. Okay, luckily these already have the correct canvas size and will basically fit perfectly, so we just totally lucked out there. I can't remember why I decided to give them a much larger canvas than the size of the icon itself, but I did. Okay, it's not quite lining up. Oh boy, actually it's a little bit too big. God damn it. Couldn't just be simple, could it? Fuck. I don't have to change them. I don't want to change them. Okay, I guess we're not doing it. We're not doing it. We'll give them an outline, and that will make them more visible. Okay. White outline? Black outline. I'm thinking a white outline would really help these pop, you know. I'm just aware that you won't be able to see it at all on snow. But most of the time the white outline would be more visible. Okay, why is it like way off center like that? Is it? It is. Maybe I should actually line it up. Been like that the whole time. We could go crazy and do white, then black, then white again, or how far do we want to go with this? This is going to be way too much, isn't it? I think it's going to be overkill. I think just the white outline is good. Oh my god. That's terrible. I knew it would be. Okay. I mean, the white then black doesn't look too bad. Maybe it's kind of good in a way. Because then we'd still have some sort of an outline even on a snowy background. No, I think I just like the white outline. Okay, I do like it a lot. What about this one, which is already white? Well, you raise a good point. There wouldn't actually be any white fabrics in this universe. So that would be more like something along these lines. Whoa, the eyes just kind of freaking me out, man. Should we give them black eyes instead? That looks a little bit more human. Huh, interesting. Wow, that we are going way back. I drew these a long time ago. I would prefer the shape to be like something like that. Why does it look like this? What is this? Nope. Wait, how did I do it? It was kind of good a second ago. I guess we're going with this. Well, you know what? I could just make the handle 1 pixel longer. Boom. Why do I feel like the arrow should have an arrowhead? Probably because it should. Oh, how would you draw that? Pretty much like that, I guess. Or do we go with the small one? Probably like that, I think. Okay. Seems to be lined up. Oh boy. That just looks weird. I think I would have to put an outline around the eyeball or something. Also, I think I'm using pure black for the eyelashes, which you're not supposed to do, are you? It's from before when I knew that. From before I knew that. Okay. Good enough. Good enough. Boom. Fish. Where is the eye supposed to be? More like that. It's definitely black again, isn't it? Maybe that position is better than this. Is it? I can't tell. No. This one. We're going with this one. There it is, dude. There it is. Oh, wait. The fin on the top. Right. The guards don't wear helmets anymore. They did an extremely old build. But I'm not really I guess if I was going to make a new icon, it would be like a club, because the guards have clubs. But I think I'm just going to stick with the old one for now. It's something. Something's better than nothing. I don't want to risk trying to draw a new one. It's a really nice sprite, though. Oh boy. We got the freaking worshippers. Once again, this type of fabric wouldn't actually exist, so we just do that. I seem to remember this one confusing people early on, like they couldn't tell what it was meant to be or something. I think that might have happened. I know it was a long time ago. The sizes vary greatly with these. Not a great deal of consistency. Alright, well, that's it. right? That is it. That is all I needed to do. And now those will just appear in game with outlines. No code necessary, it's all done. Yeah, it's really exciting to have reached this point in development, to be honest with you. It's very, very cool. We're still a good few years off, I think, but it's pretty cool to be like halfway. Whew. Although I am protesting against myself today because I've been crunching. Else if provoked, not set before reading it, wolf. Right. Some of the animals cannot be provoked, but they would still need to have the provoked variable. Excuse me. Provocable. I don't know why provoked and provocable are not together. It would make sense. Oh boy. Why is that in... Oh, status. Interesting. You better watch out. If one of those rabbits gets provoked, it's all over. It's game over, man. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I have to do today. So these particles are appearing above the lighting surface, so they're essentially not affected by lighting. Because they're in the same particle system as these ones, like the inventory things. Because I don't want those to be affected by lighting, because they're kind of like part of the GUI, right? But some of these other particles are kind of like in the world, so they should be affected by lighting. So I'm just going to need a new particle system specifically for the GUI ones. And check this out. We can zoom in even further now and zoom all the way out. Which I never thought I'd be able to do without it completely breaking the click and drag camera controls. Because GameMaker. But I discovered, so we can see the icons now. When they're thirsty, we can see these ones are not quite appearing in the right place, but actually those are the wrong icons. These bears are not on fire. They're aggroed, but now we can see like who's bleeding, who needs healing. Well, they're doomed. Yeah, I didn't do any offset because the human's origin, the human's origin point is already in the middle. I need to do offset for the animals. And actually use the right icons. That would make sense, wouldn't it? I can't believe I forgot to change the icons. So SP aggroed. I don't know why I didn't just call it aggro. And SP provoked. Like that. X minus. I don't know if I need any brackets, do I? Let's take a look. I'm never quite sure. I usually wind up just using brackets to be safe, because I don't really know when I need them. We need a provoked bear. There's one. Hey, that's actually looking good. That's funny. The icon seems really small for these guys. And then if I toggle that, it hides the icon. I don't quite like the placement of it, really. Rather, it was a bit lower down. But it's something. So now you actually just have some way of telling which ones are provoked. And you also get the icon when they're aggroed as well. Which I thought was good because you know, you get the combat overlay on the UI, and if there's combat happening off screen, you get those big arrows pointing off the edge of the screen to wherever it is. And then when the combat, you know, once they come on screen, it's like there's nothing. There was these giant red arrows a second ago, and now there's nothing. So now at least we have some sort of icon. I think it kind of should balance it out quite nicely. Yeah, it's really fun to be like, you know, putting the bow on top, really. Like, I've built all of these systems and it's all behind the scenes there, and you don't really know until you like make an icon pop up or something, you know. And so you got some way of visualizing it. I mean, you could toggle the bars before, but usually they're hidden most of the time. So I really like that feedback, and it's going to be much more obvious what's going on, because people would often, like, you know, they all get thirsty and they wander off to the stream to drink, and people would be like, where are they going? Like, what's happening? Why are they all going in this direction? But now it's pretty immediately obvious, I would say. I'm not quite sure the color. I think if it was the exact same color as the stream, which I don't think it is, that might be good, but yeah, and they'll be hungry in a second. I do love that you can zoom in so close now as well and really look at the sprites, get a close-up on them. Okay, please. Oh yeah, I thought it wasn't working for a second. Yeah, so now they're all hungry, but only the ones that can provide their own food can eat right now. The rest of them depend on the store being built. But it's just nice to have that. Here we go, there's a bunch of aggroed wolves. That looks cool. This guy's now bleeding. He's gonna get some healing. It's crazy, dude. And I've got these are all drawing in the draw end event so that they get drawn after the lighting. So again, they kind of appear like on top of everything as if they're part of the UI. But they're not part of the UI, so they're also still behind the UI. But yeah, and so are the bars now. The bars, you couldn't even see them when it was dark, which didn't make any sense. They don't physically exist in the world. It's a frickin' UI, so now everything's visible regardless of the lighting level and stuff. Here we've aggroed a bear. There's a provoked moose over there. Wait, is this a bear or a moose? What is that? Is it a grizzly bear? Yeah, I love that little icon. It's like pretty immediately obvious, like, oh, this bear is pissed. Yeah, so you can see some provoked moose out there. If they've got calves, they'll fight you. Oh, they'll fight you. Yeah, so everyone else is going to be hungry until they get the store built, because that's the only place they can get food. If they're not a hunter, a fisher, or a forager, there's nothing they can do. But that's it, yeah, so we've seen bleed, we've seen injured, we haven't set anybody on fire yet. Let's just... There you go. That's what they do when they're on fire. And one of the water bearers, if we have enough, we have 3 water bearers, we'll extinguish them. Boom. It's so stupid. Okay. Yeah. This is definitely a top contender for one of the stupidest things I've ever done. Spent 3 years making a freaking life sim. Alright, well, there it is. Beautiful. I love that we can zoom out and see the whole map now. It's gorgeous. I'd never seen them before. I'd never seen it. I never actually, like, knew what the whole map looked like from this perspective. It's very square, but still very nice. I have a zoom all the way in button and a zoom all the way out button. I don't have like a reset zoom. So space, if you hit space, right, it centers you up on the obelisk or the center of camp. I was thinking maybe if you hold shift and hit space, it also resets the zoom level. Because I often want to just like get back to camp and also reset my zoom level. So that'd be pretty nice utility or quality of life. Okay, yeah, I'm a big fan of these new icons. There we go, they finally got the store built. Everyone's going to be able to get something to eat, finally. Right, so you actually have some idea of what's going on. And obviously at the beginning of the game, they're going to be very hungry and thirsty a lot of the time, but as you get settled, then less of these icons are going to be popping up. Alright, cool. That's it. Okay, I gotta work out, so I'm gonna be back in 10-15 minutes to lift some weights, and I just closed chat for some reason. Let's get that back. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you in just a little bit. Peace out! I'm still live on YouTube, aren't I? Okay. My bad. Okay, I'm going. I'll be back on Twitch in